Over the last spring session and fall session, we track all of the findings and try to capture that information so we can better serve our customers and let them know what's being seen out there. So instead of just capturing the top 5, what I've done is actually brought in the last 6 months and then the previous 6 months so we can see a comparison of where we've come from and where we're going. You're going to see that we had quite a bit of change on what the common findings were. So number 5, our previous finding was the life jackets. Missing inoperable life jacket lights, or the lights were expired. Over this last 6 months, from May 31st to today, number 5 is now our fire detection system requirements. So we've got a lot of missing or inoperable smoke detection in berthing spaces and lounges. So definitely a concerning finding, but we're seeing a lot of that. A lot of that as well is the batteries being removed from these smoke detectors and just set on a shelf or just not allowing them to function as designed. Number 4 previously was our life buoys, and that was them not being stenciled, incorrect names, vessel name faded or unreadable. Number 4 now, we've moved into markings under 144, 160 Echo, and that's required markings on both sides of our watertight doors or watertight hatches. Previously was electrical systems. This incorporated missing covers, exposed open-end wires, open penetrations on electrical panels, equipment and individual circuit breakers and distribution panels not marked. Currently, this last 6 months, we're looking at alarm set points. So this is your twice in 5, and for your pressure relief valve testing or your alarm set points, again, that were identified in 143, 245 in the chart. Kind of give you an idea of what the numbers are we were looking at. This one had 39 total findings, and they continue to increase as we move up. Number 2 previously was our first aid equipment, contained expired items, missing kit or items. For oceans, coastwise or Great Lakes, missing means to take blood pressure readings, splints for broken bones, or large bandages. Now we're looking at the number 2 is each life jacket must have a life jacket light approved under approval series 161.012 or 161.112. And that was actually number 5 last year. So you would have seen that earlier in the slideshow. So that's actually become more of a predominant problem, and we're seeing that more often. And number 1, it hasn't changed. Shipboard lighting and lighting found inoperable within crew working and living areas. Emergency lighting throughout the vessel were found inoperable. And then the portable battery lights missing and or inoperable. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to audits. I did the same thing here. So number 5, over the previous, so November to May of last year, the requirements for training crews to respond to fires. Safety orientation and other crew training must be documented in accordance with the TISMIS. The documentation was not available at the time of the visit. So I'm having a tough time articulating that those drills are getting done. It's not just fire drill, it's a number of the drills themselves. The current is emergency drills and instructions. So unable to provide records of drills and instruction records, not maintained in the TVR, the official logbook, or in accordance with the TISMIS. So again, record keeping for the drills, just identified under a different site. Number 4, permit to carry an excursion party. The captain or the master did not have a clear understanding of that process. Number 4 currently is notification prior to audit. Owner, managing operator must notify the local OCMI at least 72 hours prior to an external audit being conducted. We're seeing that just really isn't getting done, or when it does happen, it is literally the same day as the audit in some cases, which just doesn't give the Coast Guard the opportunity to attend the audit or for us to help facilitate that. Number 3 was general alarms. General alarms, supplemental flashing red light, inoperable or was not identified, or the sign was not available. It's now an approved equipment, and this is in relation to firefighting. So all required fire extinguishers, semi-portable fire extinguisher systems, and fixed fire extinguishing systems must be approved by Coast Guard Edge. Extinguishers and brackets not approved or inoperable. So they've been finding a lot of brackets out there that aren't the specific Coast Guard approved brackets, or they've been finding broken and inoperable fire extinguishers. Safety orientations were previously an issue. Safety orientation and other crew training must be documented in accordance with TISMIS. Documentation was not available at the time of the visit. And we're looking at fire detection system requirements. So missing or inoperable smoke detection in burning spaces and lounges. This is a repeat from the survey findings as well. As I read through a lot of the comments, it was due to batteries being dead or actually pulled out of the piece of equipment, so they're not operating as corrected or as designed. And number one, so inspection, testing, and maintenance. Dates of inspections and tests of life-saving not properly documented. And number of life jackets did not match the certificate of inspection. And currently, which was previously the number 3 finding over the November to May period of last year, we're looking at general alarms. General alarm, supplemental flashing red light. We already talked about that, as well as the signage, but was inoperable or not identified.